Ooh, child, I needed that, y'all. I needed that. I'm keeping this bottle of water here because I'm getting ready to talk. I don't know for how long, however long it takes me to tell this story, but your girl is not hydrating properly, so that's gonna be off to the side. Welcome back, y'all, to the channel. As promised, we're doing good. 2 for 2, 2 for 2. I'm trying to stay committed. You don't know how hard it is to get motivated, I guess, for me to vlog or to talk or do whatever, on camera every day. It's only been day 2, like I said, but just a minute ago I was like, oh God, I don't even feel like doing this. I don't feel like talking. I don't even know if I have my emotions together, my thoughts together, but I'm like, why not? Y'all know I do everything raw on this channel anyway, so all I did was, I'm in my little dining area. We have a white wall behind us, and it's just gonna be me talking. Yes, I do have on a Maryville hat. This is actually a kid's hat, y'all, but my head is so little I can fit it, so it looks like Minnie Mouse. And also, before we get started, y'all, let me please just address the elephant in the room. This thing right here, if y'all can see it over my eye, it's like 2 little bumps. I went to the doctor for it already because I used to have it on both eyes, but what it is called a chalazion, something medical term. And all it is that my sweat glands or whatever are blocked, and there was probably like a buildup of, I don't know, dirt or something, and it's kind of just created like this bubble. And I know for a fact that it comes from wearing lashes, because when you wear your lashes, I think you have like little glands right here up in your lash ducts or whatever. I don't know if it's where your tears come from or whatever, but those ducts obviously are blocked when you're wearing lashes, and so this is where this come from. It generally goes away. I don't know, why it hasn't gone away, so that's why I haven't been wearing lashes, because I'm trying to give this a chance to do what it's going to do. Sometimes they go away, sometimes they stay, and you can also get like a small elective surgery to get them removed if you feel like it's a big problem. So I'm just trying to give it time to do what it does, and then I'll proceed further and see, what's going on with it. Okay, y'all, so now that we are out of the way with all that, y'all are here predominantly for this story time that I've been promising for literally like years now. So as you can see by the title of the video, yes indeed, y'all. So let's not fast forward, but let's go back in time to 2018. This was literally the weekend before nursing school started. So of course, I went to school in the fall of 18, so August, our classes started. So probably, I want to say August 17th, 18th, around that time. So the weekend prior to that, y'all, and this is embarrassing, but it is what it is. This is real life. I keep it real on this channel. I lost my apartment. I was evicted. And in the moment, when stuff like this happens, to me anyway, now mind you, nothing like this has ever happened to me. I'm not one to get repossessions, lose houses, stuff like that. I've never had any of that on my record. So this was devastating for me. And I know it may not be a big deal to a lot of people, because I know like as teenagers, a lot of people go through the process of, learning that they have to pay their rent and they lose houses. That's not me though. I've always been like uber super responsible, just from a young adult up until now. I've been super responsible. I pay my bills. I mean, of course, financial woes, we all have them, but I had learned how to rob Peter to pay Paul. Y'all know how it is. And so with this particular incident, looking back on it, I want to say that I just wasn't prepared. I was not anticipating nursing school to be as expensive as it was. So I'm trying to give y'all all the details. I'm trying to put everything in context so y'all understand like why things happened the way they did and stuff. So it wasn't like I lost my apartment because I was neglecting my bills or, just being super irresponsible. What happened was, you guys know, I was running around that summer. If you were, a subscriber back then, I was getting myself ready for nursing school. I was turning in all this documentation. I was going to get my labs drawn so they could, get all our health stuff in order, buying books. And y'all, I attended it's a private university. It's called Maryville University. As you can see, it's on my hat. It is ridiculously expensive. I did get some financial aid, but a large portion of it was paid out of my pocket. And so I remember having an appointment with my advisor, and I asked him, well, exactly how expensive is nursing school? I was trying to get a plan laid out. But he pretty much told me, well, there's no set price. It kind of goes by semester to semester, depending on what classes you're taking, what books you need, how many credits you're taking that semester. So some semesters may be covered and others may not. So I'm like, okay, y'all know my faith in the Lord is strong. So I'm like, we're gonna proceed with it. So I enrolled, got into nursing school, as you guys know, and right out the gate, if you go to nursing school anywhere, it's expensive. Okay, it's one of the hardest undergrads that you can obtain, first of all, and it makes sense, y'all, because guess why? You are literally training to save somebody's life. So it's a very rigorous program. Every single thing costs, y'all, from you have to have insurance while you're in the program, just because you're working in people's hospitals, you're working under nurses. God forbid anything happens, you have to be insured. So you're paying out of pocket for that if you're not working, or however it goes. You're paying for books, and we're talking about, y'all already know, if you've been to college, school books are ridiculous, $300, $400, $500. On top of the way this program works, is very technology based. Maryville University is very big on like electronics. They even gave us the iPad right now that I'm filming on to get our work completed and stuff. So they're very technology focused. So all the homework was online, and we had to pay for our homework. So literally, if you don't have the money to pay to do your assignments, you're going to fail the class, okay? And this stuff is $200 and $300 on top of the $300, $400, and $500 books that you have to buy. So literally going in the gate, I had no idea that nursing school was going to be this expensive, y'all. But being who I am, I'm determined. I'm just like, you know what? I've made it this far. I've got accepted into this awesome, school. The Lord has provided a way. He's going to make a way. I'm not getting ready to back out and not do this program because I don't have the money, or it's, more expensive than what I thought. So I'm just like, at heart, I'm a hustler. I got to do what I have to do. If I got to sell some stuff, if I have to, whatever. But my thing is, guess what? I'm not a beggar. It never occurred to me to just be out here asking family and or friends to help me get my way through. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that I could not have done that, but one of my toxic traits is, y'all, that my pride is just too big, and that's a past tense. My pride was too big. I've learned so much in these last 2 years that I've kind of, quailed on that. That's kind of no longer the issue because I've learned so much. And I've learned that, guess what? You need people. And there's nothing wrong with needing people. But back then, just probably high on my, my horse, and probably just thinking like, Tierra, you got this. You don't have nobody to depend on but yourself. And mind you, CJ, which is my boyfriend, you guys know him here on the channel. He had just came into my life, and I wasn't trying to ask him for a whole bunch of help financially, or, whatever the case may be. Even the situation with, as far as like, well, you might be asking like, well, why didn't you just move in with him? That was a whole situation on its own. We had just gotten together. I wasn't trying to move in with nobody. He had some other stuff going on. I mean, that's another story we'll tell, at a later date. And plus, it was just too far from where I went to school. So I got a notice. Now, mind you, from what I remember, the management company had been working with me. I was making payments, and, but it was just, I was just in a mindset, y'all, where like low key, I'm saying this is embarrassing, but at the same time, in my mindset, it kind of wasn't at the time, because my only thought was, you made it this far, you got to do what you got to do. If it means losing your apartment, losing your car, whatever, you can take those losses right now in order to gain this degree and get back on top. So while it was a loss, it wasn't so painful for me to the point where if I can go back and do it over again, I would say no. I would have dropped out of school to pick my apartment. No, forget that apartment, whatever. I can rebuild credit. I can rebuild another place. I got another place. You know what I mean? So like, It was embarrassing. It kind of is now telling the story, but not for real. And I'm gonna tie all that into the story as I'm talking. But anyway, let me get to it. So I'm just trying to set the mood and let y'all know why things happened the way they did, why the money was not where it's supposed to be. Simply put, nursing school. I had a goal to accomplish, and I'd rather pay for nursing school than keep my apartment. I didn't know what I was gonna do at the time, but as y'all see, God made a way, and I'm here, and I'm graduating in literally what 10 days. It's the second. I graduated on the 12th. So what happened was they had been working with me. I was making like, my partial payments. I was kind of like, okay, I can get caught up here. I can get caught up there. But what happened was they must have went under new management. And I don't recall them letting us know that. Maybe they did. Maybe I wasn't paying attention because I was so enwrapped in just getting ready for nursing school. So I got a note on my door one day basically saying, come talk to the office. There's going to be some changes. You're going to basically be evicted. So I'm like, oh my God. Instantly started panicking. Instantly, y'all. So I go to the office and there's this woman that I have never seen before. I know all the previous people that I've dealt with. This particular woman, I didn't know her. And when I saw her, y'all, you know how you can just read people's energy off the jump. This was one of those situations. And I hate to say this, but it is what it is. I keep it real on this channel. I got the impression that she was, I'm just going to call her a Trump supporter. And when I say Trump supporter, y'all know what type of person I'm talking about. She was a Caucasian woman. She had I want to say a no-nonsense attitude, but it was more of I think I'm a little better than you. What are you doing here? What is that you need type of attitude? So, at this point, I'm at people's mercy. I can't come in there with an attitude. I can't come in there, acting all ignorant and ghetto and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, I didn't pay my rent. So I probably got to get out, right? So she was like, come talk to me. And she was not welcoming. She was not warm. I don't even know if the woman introduced herself. So I went into her office and she was like, look, you're this far behind. Either come up with it or you got to get out. And I mean, I'm literally not exaggerating right now, y'all. She was very just cold, not sympathetic. It was, almost like, good, I get to weed another one out, if y'all know what I mean. And so I'm not used to being treated like that. And in that moment, you have to make a decision on how you're getting ready to react. Because at the end of the day, I am at their mercy. So I'm asking her questions like, well, how much do I have to come up with? And she was like, all or nothing. Like, you have to come up with all of this within, I think, like by tomorrow, like the next day, or you have to get out. And so I'm like, well, the prior people were working with me. We're no longer with them. Like, we're a new company. We're doing things differently. She kept things just short, straight to the point, simple. She was arrogant with it. And in this moment, y'all, I'm sitting there, I'm panicking because I'm like, okay, so at this point you're homeless because there's no way you're getting ready to come up with all that money. Number 2, where are you going to go? Number 3, I said, okay, let me ask this question. I said, well, ma'am, how long do I have to get out? Well, technically, I could put your things out right now, but I'll give you the grace of 1 week. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So, it was just like, all right. And I got up out of there, y'all, because, what more could I say? And it's been 2 years ago, so I don't really remember exactly all what I said. I didn't beg the lady or anything like that, but I kind of remember trying to negotiate with her or ask questions that led to maybe some type of negotiation. And one thought that came to me as I was talking with this lady, y'all, was an example from the Bible. Because y'all know back then I was really heavy into the word. I still am. But I literally slacked off these last 2 years because of nursing school. That was the only book I was reading. I wasn't reading the Bible like I should. But I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Bible. And I'm really not like that. But I do know there are instances in the Bible or a story in the Bible. And I can't really remember. But there's a certain instance where Pharaoh, his heart was hardened against the people on purpose by God. Like, God made it where the Israelites were like begging him or asking for something from him or trying to rely on him. And the Lord made it where his heart was turned cold. And so in that instance, like for some reason, I don't know why that particular example came to mind, but I said, like literally almost like this. I said, okay, I sat there, the way she was looking at me, her aura, the way she was acting. I said, okay, I'm not supposed to have this apartment. And that's just literally what I thought in my head at the time. I said, this lady is being so cold and so just nonchalant about it. I'm not supposed to be here. Something in her is not budging. She has no sympathy. And in that moment, for some reason, I was just reminded that, okay, the Lord, this woman's heart has turned cold towards me. Whether it be on some racist stuff, whether it be because the Lord made it happen because I'm not supposed to be here. But that's what I thought. I said, okay, so I'm not supposed to be here, point blank, period. And that's the feeling I had about it. So when I had that feeling, I said, you know what? There's no point in me even being upset about this because I'm not supposed to be here. Is it scary? Hell yeah, because guess what? I'm homeless. I don't know where the hell I'm getting ready to go. Is it embarrassing? Yes. I'm the one, that's responsible. Everybody comes to me for advice. If anybody needs to borrow a couple bucks, I'm the one that has it. So for this to be flipped around and for me to be down and out, truly humbling. Truly humbling, right? So I go on about my business. I instantly, call babe, tell him the situation. That man, y'all, I love him to this day because he instantly, babe, what you need. I'm there, So he came over. He helped me pack. First order of business was to find a moving company. Thank God I had the money to get a moving company. And I said, what I need to do, I need to put everything in my storage. And that's what I did. I found a moving company. They came, they moved everything. We put it in the storage. And y'all, the only person that I had to help me was CJ, my boyfriend. Me and him moved everything out of that apartment. Some stuff I even left. Y'all have to remember I'm on a time budget. I had a week to get out of there. I had to be done by Monday because at that point, I'm getting ready to start nursing school. I don't have time to be trying to move, get stuff, in order on top of getting acclimated to a classroom and all this new nursing stuff. So my mind is going crazy. I just didn't understand what was going on in the moment. Still praying, still having my faith, all that. But as far as where did I go? Now, mind you, I knew I was behind on my rent, so I started reaching out to somebody. And on here, I'm not going to say no names. And, I keep it real on this channel. So if this person is watching, I love you, but I got to tell my story the way that I see fit. So I reached out to somebody prior to the incident because I kind of felt, because I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. And I kind of made hey, if this happens, can I crash at your place? We laughed and joked about it, and they were like, yeah, you can. And I was like, no, for real, because I know we laugh and joke about this all the time sometimes, but this is a real situation. It was like, yeah, of course. So the situation happened. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. I've already kind of established a place to go. So I call, I ask, yeah, sure you can. Okay, cool. They have to ask their significant other, though, because they don't live alone. So I understood that. So yeah, but so now mind you, in this moment, y'all, I'm already feeling broke down. I'm already hella overwhelmed. I'm already embarrassed because this is not like me. I'm not unstable. I'm not irresponsible. Never lost anything like this. Just really embarrassing. Already down, stressing, trying to figure out how to do this, how to do that, trying to figure out nursing school. So I'm packing up my stuff, kind of, trying to hurry up and figure out what do I need to actually stay at this house versus what can go in storage, just all this mess, right? So I asked the person, if I can come stay, and they were like, yeah. And then they started texting me a bunch of stuff. And one of the texts that I actually, I had been strong. Because I'm not even an emotional person, or at least I wasn't back then. But when I got this message, I broke down. I let my boyfriend read it, and he was just like, babe, I'm sorry, that people feel like that. I'm sorry that people think like that. But the text was something to the effect of, hey, I know you're coming tomorrow, but I just want to let you know something before you come. I feel like this is really unfair to me and such. We kind of just got thrown into this situation. And how long are you going to stay? And this, I don't know if it was this particular text, but one of the texts even said something about like, just want to make sure you're not going to be staying the whole 2 years that you're in nursing school. When do you think you'll be on your feet? And the whole time I'm just like, how is this unfair? Because I literally asked you, could I come stay if something happened? You said yes. Now, what happened between the time I asked you that and the time that it actually happened? I don't know. Maybe you were just saying yes because you didn't think the situation was going to really happen. But why I broke down is because, y'all, when you are relying on somebody that you feel you should be able to rely on in the moment, and they come at you as if you're a burden, they come at you as if like the situation was really me going to be freeloading off of them for the next 2 years, it hurt my feelings, because I'm like, you have to look at the history of the people that you're dealing with, whether it's family or friends. Am I unstable? No. Why did I lose my place? I explained it to you. You know what I'm saying? My next steps, I don't know right now. I'm literally homeless. I don't know. Thank God I have a job, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? The money that I'm earning at my job at this point is predominantly going to nursing school. So I don't know. I haven't even had time to formulate a plan. I haven't even got settled in, you know? And so I was just thinking, like, it'd be different if I was known to be irresponsible. It'd be different if I was known for slacking off and being a bum and not being steady and stable, not holding a job. Then I could understand where those questions would come in. I could understand that, oh God, here goes Tiara again. She's lost a job again. She's lost an apartment again. She's being hella irresponsible again. Here we go. Let's set up some rules for her. I'm not that type of person, though. For me to even have to reach out to you or anybody and ask if I can stay there for a little bit, you know something is going on. You know I'm in a bad spot. You know this is not like me. So instead of the love that I would have shown, and y'all, I'm saying this because everybody is not the same. You have to understand that when you're going through your struggles, don't expect people to treat you the way that you would treat them. Had it been turned the other way around, you damn right you can come. You damn right. You sure can, because I know you. For you to be in this position, come on. Come on, we going to make it work. If you got to lay on the floor, if you got to get on the couch, if we got to make some pallets, we got to help each other, y'all. We black people. Y'all know how it is to be out here struggling. Things happen. This is life. You know what I mean? And so there's no way in that moment that I would have told this person any of that. I wouldn't have said none of that. Most of it was untrue. Secondly, what in your mind thought that I was getting ready to try to be there for the whole 2 years? That's not even like me. I'm already uncomfortable. That wasn't my mindset. Oh, yeah, I can lose my apartment and I can just go lay on your couch for the next 2 years. That's exactly what I want to do. No. I'm already embarrassed and down and broken and confused enough. I'm already hurt enough just by the situation being what it is. And so when you're down and out, y'all, you already feel shameful. You already feel lower than life. At least I did, just because that's not me. I'm always on top of my A game. And so we came upon an agreement, you know, and at the time, like I said, I probably wouldn't even have asked to stay at this place had I known they had 2 extra people at the house already that I knew nothing about at the time. It was revealed to me when I asked if I could come stay. Yeah, but such and such is here also. So I thought maybe I was going to get a room. I end up being placed on the couch, which is fine, y'all, because I'm telling y'all, that's not what I'm complaining about. Wherever I can lay my head at this moment. It doesn't matter. If it's a freaking cot, if it's a freaking pallet, give it to me. I just need to be somewhere until I get my stuff together. And so the agreement was that I was going to be charged $400 a month. I don't know if there was anything extra with that. But to sleep on the couch. And I mean, all I'm gonna say is people do what they want to do. Had it been me though, the grace that I would have extended, y'all, if I'm already doing fine where I'm at, I know you in a hard place. I know only place I have for you to sleep is my couch or my floor or wherever. I'm not going to be charging you like you're a roommate. I'm going to extend my grace to you and say, you know what? Hey, I understand this situation happened. Don't really worry about doing much. You know, maybe here and there if you want to put some groceries in the house. If you want to, you know, until you get on your feet. I know you're trying to do. But once again, I'm me, they're them. And you can't really argue with people. It's their house, their rules, you're at their mercy. So you got to do what you got to do. And when I discussed the situation with a few other people, it was like $400 to sleep on my couch and you are who you are to them. I'm like, I just want to know if I was tripping. But like I said, people are probably not looking at that, like that. They probably just know it's an extra house, a mouth in the house. Shoot, forget it. She got it. I don't know. I don't know. But the whole situation sucked, y'all. It just did. In the moment, I was grateful. I was grateful because I wasn't left out homeless. But I'm not crazy. And where I was also entirely too far away from where I was working at the time and too far from my job because my job and my school are literally like this close together. So I was about 40 to 45 minutes away from both of those just because of where I had to move. So needless to say, that only lasted a week. Y'all, I was moving fast. I couldn't be in that situation. I didn't feel good about it going in. And I didn't stay that long. So I literally only stayed a week. And I got up out of there. I ended up going to a friend's house. All I'm going to say is I stayed there for I don't know if it was a year, some months. I ended up going to a friend's house. That didn't work out. Y'all, the whole 2 years I was a nomad. Like y'all didn't know it because we already talked about this. Who puts their shortcomings and their problems on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter? Nobody. We all see the highlight reels. All y'all saw was me probably, studying, doing a few unboxings. Y'all didn't see me laying on nobody's couch. Y'all didn't see the time when I was laying on my niece's floor on the mattress because my bedroom set wouldn't fit and all I could fit in her room was a mattress. Y'all didn't see that. Did it happen? Yeah. Am I ashamed to tell y'all it happened? At first I was, but then I thought about it. I said, Tia, look where you at right now. You got your own place back. You have a wonderful man. And I'm literally getting ready to graduate in 10 days. So this is why I tell y'all it is super, 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 super important to thank and praise God in the valleys as well as whenever you reach the mountaintops. I'm not going to pretty much tell any more of that story because it pretty much just ends with me being at my friend's house. That didn't work. A lot of drama there. I ended up at my niece's house. And then I was led towards my mother's house. And I'll explain all that in the next segment, why I landed there. But yeah, y'all. So your girl was homeless. I lost my apartment. And the crazy thing about it, y'all, because y'all know God works in mysterious ways. I want to see if there's a way that I can link this video that I put up before nursing school. And I was telling y'all, I don't know how I'm going to do it, y'all, but I'm going to go to nursing school and I'm going to keep my apartment and I'm going to work and I'm going to do what I got to do and I'm going to do it all and I'm going to show y'all. Do y'all think that happened? None of that happened the way I thought it was going to happen. God always has a funny way of doing things. And let me tell you the reason I lost my apartment. I know now, without a shadow of a doubt, y'all. Number one, I was not supposed to be there. Number two, I would have lost that apartment anyway. You know why? Because a year into nursing school, I could no longer even work full time. And God knew that. He knew that there was no way that I was going to be able to do nursing school, work full time, and pay a bunch of bills as far as pertaining to a house. It would have took literally the strength of God to get it done. Y'all, I was so tired. I was working a full-time job. If y'all remember, I worked at the office, the Department of Mental Health. I had my own little office as an office assistant. I would go to work from 8 to 4:30 there. and then go to school from 6 to 8:50 at night. On top, and that's Monday through Friday. School was 2 to 3 days a week, no, 2 days a week. Then I had clinicals on the weekends. So between being at work, getting off, going to school, doing homework after I got off work if I didn't have school, then going to clinicals on Saturday morning, y'all talking about somebody that was tired. You talking about somebody that was, I have never been that tired in my life. It took a whole year to literally get acclimated to nursing school. Nursing school, I keep telling y'all, is one of the most rigorous. If you Google, it'll tell you. It is one of the most rigorous undergrads that you can get. There are so many tests involved. There is so much studying involved. Think about it. The human body. I had to learn how the human body works. Every part of it. The eyes, the nose, the intestines, the stomach, the feet. I had to learn about OB, the mothers. I had to learn about peds, the children. I had to learn about mental illness, psych. I had to learn about medicine, pharmacologics. Like, literally, I have to pronounce the big names of these medicines. I have to know what they are. I have to know where they work at, how they work, what time they work, what type of individuals you use so that they work on that individual. There was just so much. I had to do skills checklists, y'all. I had to take a blood pressure. I had to make sure I did a temperature. I had to hang medication. I had to learn how to do IVs. I had to learn how to do assessments. Look at you from head to toe and say, hey, is this working? What cranial nerves, works the eyes? What cranial nerve works the ears? This is everything that I was learning in the midst of this going on. And in the beginning, it's the most roughest season ever of anything. When you first start something, that's anywhere from school to losing weight. When you first go on a diet or first start, trying to change your life, it is rough. It is tough. So just imagine trying to learn all that information on top of being homeless, trying to, navigate, how am I going to do the next this? How am I going to make sure the next that is paid? Y'all, I was just so busy. I had no time to even breathe or think. The assignments were ridiculous. Am I grateful for it now? Hell yeah, I'm grateful. Your girl is a nurse. Girl, are you crazy? Hell yeah, I'm grateful. Forget all that stuff in the past. I don't hold on to things like that. I do not. Because my thing is, at the end of the day, guess what? I grew from it. I learned from it. I conquered it with the help of God. This is all with the help of God. My two biggest forces that got me through nursing school, God and CJ, my boyfriend. Those two people, baby, I don't know what I would have did. I'm just being honest. I don't know what I would have done, y'all. It would have been a disaster story for sure. But I can sit here and tell y'all this with confidence because I'm not ashamed anymore. It is what it is. I mean, I learned life. I know how things go. Now, was I smart enough to pay my balance that I owed those people because I knew I needed a place later on down the line? Exhibit A right here. Yeah, I paid them people. I set up a payment plan and I found a way to pay them people because that wasn't going to be on my credit. That wasn't getting ready to be, a reason as to why I can't get another place. I mean, it's on my record now. I have an eviction, but at least they can say, oh, well, we can look and we see that she paid that off, So I did do that. But it was a major blow, y'all. It was a major blow. And I think I got off topic when I was trying to tell y'all the reason why I know I wasn't going to be there because I would have lost it anyway because there's no way I could work full time. And the Lord knew that I didn't have time to be trying to get out of an apartment and pack and unpack and find this and find that in the middle of nursing school. So he made it happen right before nursing school. So, I'm a witness and I'm just here to let y'all know that when you don't move, God gonna make you move. Whenever God wants you in a certain place, he will make you uncomfortable, y'all. And I told y'all up until this point, life had been grand. I had faced no real adversity. God must have said, I'm finna lay it on her thick. I'm gonna lay it on her thick because the whole 2 years, y'all, that I was, in nursing school, stuff just kept happening back to back to back. I mean, we'll talk about it. My next segment is gonna be another story, but y'all, I was, bending, but I wasn't breaking, and I consider myself strong and tough. And I give myself credit. I'm not a person that gives myself a lot of credit because I feel like I just am who I am. But the things that I've endured in this last 2 years, I'm gonna give myself credit now, and I'm really proud of myself, y'all. I'm really, really proud of myself because a lot of people would have broke. A lot of people would have broke, and I got this saying from Dr. Juanita Bynum a couple years ago. We bend, but we don't break, and that's true. My boyfriend tells me that all the time, y'all, and he has just been such a force. God knew to bring him into my life and when to bring him into my life, because that man has literally spoken life into me so many times, y'all. Not to say that I wanted to give up or anything, but sometimes you need a you and it's somebody else, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you need people to speak to you the way you speak to other people. And that's what that man is for me. He constantly validates my feelings. He constantly lets me know that I'm worthy. And one thing that he does that is just so sexy to me, it's the sexiest thing in the world, y'all. He constantly reminds me to go to God. This man tells me every time, babe, did you pray about it? Babe, that's his first answer, and I'm just like, oh God. But it's true. It's true. I need to pray about it. Stop venting about it. Stop, tripping off of it. Stop ruminating over it. Pray. And that's what he does, y'all. He directs me to the Lord on every occasion, and I love him for it. It's exactly what I prayed for. I prayed, God, bring somebody in my life that loves you, and this man loves the Lord. And because of that, I love him and the Lord. So, okay, guys, I'm done with my story. I'm not going to go, any more deeper. I'm not going to go deeper than that. That's about as deep as I want to go with that situation. But my feelings was hurt. Your girl was homeless. Your girl was a nomad. Your girl was out here, but your girl was making moves. I had to do what I had to do. I was out here doing what I had to do, y'all. Point blank, period. I'm a soldier all day long. So, I'm going to get on out of here. I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm not sure if I want to do a story time tomorrow. I'm trying to space it out so y'all don't have so much heaviness on your plate, and don't feel sorry for your girl. It's what I had to go through. Ultimately, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be gone because this is a really long video. But what I'm going to say is, also when I reflect on this whole situation for this past 2 years, what I say to myself is, the Lord had to break me. He had to humble me. And what he had to do was make me a nurse. And if you don't understand what I mean is, how in the world can I take care of people who are at their lowest? I'll be taking care of people who are, at their lowest. Some of them are suicidal. Some of them are what we call polysub. They have a history of, a lot of drug abuse, depressed, out, sad. I'm going to be a psych nurse, So how can you really relate to somebody and you have not experienced that yourself? How can you really tell somebody it's going to be okay when you don't know if it's going to be okay? Now I can look at people and tell them, you know what, it's going to be okay because I have the experience. I can teach it because I went through it. That's what a teacher does. In order to teach to me, you have to already have went through something. I can tell you all day long about A, B, and C, but if I haven't experienced A, B, and C, then I can't give you a valid answer. I can't give you a valid viewpoint because I haven't been through it. But the Lord had to make me a nurse. In this 2 years, y'all, he not only made me a nurse through academics, he made me a nurse through life experiences, y'all. And all I can do is give him the glory because I for damn sure, I look crazy, but I don't look like what I've been through. And for that, I'm forever grateful to the Lord. So y'all hang in there, and as always, been an exclusive addition to someone's life.